And joining me on the line now is, of course, Lorenzo Arendse. He is the president of the Cape Winelands Sport Council, but he's also the vice president of the Western Cape Provincial Sport Council. So he's directly in touch with the federations. Lorenzo, it seems like you're still locked down and looks like you're safe out there.
JP, it's been challenging in the beginning, but enjoying the lockdown at the moment. We need to stay positive, and we need to do whatever we can in order to support, or in order to keep our nation safe. That's that.
Lorenzo, we know that the last few weeks has been difficult. I think there was a lot of assessment that everybody had to do. You, as one of the leaders in sport in the Western Cape, what were some of the big challenges that you faced from the beginning of the lockdown?
JP, we realized, although with lockdown, the immediate challenge was that people had to now adapt to not being able to go out. But what we realized now, technology is definitely a great challenge for our federations, for our leadership out there. Not everybody's got the means to go out there. Normally, our federations, our clubs, they're normally on hand in the community. At the moment now, in order to communicate, that's the biggest challenge.
Lorenzo, you're quite active at a ground level, as well as, of course, at a provincial and district level. Have you found that some of the federations have been reaching out to their athletes, to their clubs?
In Cape Winelands, we've got a huge amount of, we've got a surplus of talent, but we need to go out there and find them, because I'm saying our athletes are struggling, our community is struggling, so they don't have the means to always go out to the clubs. So our motto is we need to be out there in the community and find the talents. So yeah, that actually now in lockdown becomes the biggest challenge because we cannot be out there, and we need to take care of our athletes. So I'm saying for now, our biggest challenge is to put food on the table, to ensure that our athletes are taken care of.
And I see that some of the club structures are also busy with some community feeding schemes.
You wouldn't believe it. We started, let's call it not a challenge, but we communicated a few weeks back, beginning of the lockdown, and we said that's the major challenge. Our communities will struggle, especially with, in the lockdown, people cannot go to work. So a few rugby clubs started their own soup kitchens. I know Robertson Rugby, Rangers Robertson also did it. We have this in Worcester, we did it. And in Paul, we've got we've got Newtons. We've got a few clubs just, they have these soup kitchens, but also from a community side, we've got a Cape Winelands Community Commission. They also try to 2 times a week, at least, supply, lunch and a dinner in the community. So yeah, we're trying to get there. We've got Boland Drum Majors realizing that some of our athletes that stays on the farms, they're already struggling to put food on the table. So these athletes get the correct dietary, do not get the correct food. So they actually put parcels together that fits what the dietary requirements of the athletes. So yeah, it's difficult, it's challenging, but we need to do whatever we can in the lockdown period to take care of our members. And not our members only, but of our communities. Yeah. Because it's difficult times.
Lorenzo, do you think that we're going to see now a slight change in how sport operates, considering the new dynamics? The president has announced a phased approach to the release of the lockdown. Some of the nature of the events will probably have to change in terms of safety and health protocols.
JP, definitely. In the beginning, it will be difficult to adapt to all these new health and safety regulations. It will be extremely difficult, especially in the in the past where we wanted to be hands-on. We wanted to be so a lot of projects now we have to focus on. Also, we actually with the lockdown. If I get back to the point, the lockdown makes us realize athletes, and it also they also have needs on itself now. But so we have to look at holistically at their circumstances. How can we actually change their circumstances as well? So that's good with the lockdown. So and it gets us closer together closer to our athletes.
Yeah. Lorenzo, we obviously want to keep touching base with you in the Cape Winelands, so we're not going to keep you too long, so that we can get you on the line more often, and we're looking forward to the slow release and staying in touch with you guys and some of the federations in your area and finding out how they're reaching out.
JP, thank you for the opportunity. Once again, in the Cape Winelands, we've got a huge surplus of talent, not only in athletes, but in administrators. And lockdown actually made me realize how good an administrator we have, because these are people that actually care for the community. So much so that, I'm saying, every day I've been contacted asking, how can we assist the communities? How can we assist them? How can we communicate better? What can we do? And that it makes me quite positive for the future. So the lockdown to become negative, but for me, I'm smiling because I see the caliber athletes and athletes that we have, and I've also seen, I'm saying, how the new blood that comes through to get experience of the old traitors, how they, the succession plan are in place now, and I can also see that, I'm saying, even with the older guys struggling with the technology, you see the young guys supporting them. So I'm extremely positive, and I know for sure that after lockdown, although we have to adapt how we do things and a few policies and principles to get accustomed to this, now I also believe that it's good for the sport.
Thanks, Lorenzo. We're going to leave it at that. We will, of course, hopefully be crossing to you again in the next few days and find out how things are going with your federations. But otherwise, stay safe out there, and of course, give the best to your members.
From the Cape, also to everybody out there, play safe at home, family first, and no matter what, there will always be another match. There will always be another game to play. But for now, the game to play is the strategic plan for us is to stay safe and to.
Right, folks. Lorenzo Arendse, they're of course chairman of the Cape Winelands Sports Council. They're very active in that area. They're in touch with their federations, and of course there's a release of information coming out at the moment, and everybody is reassessing.